really good day two, and I thought the intensity and competition was still really good. We challenged them. Day one, the coaches brought the juice and kind of got them going, and the team meeting, and then I challenged them today. Hey, the players got to get it going today, right? Player-led team, and I thought they responded really well to that. I thought it was a pretty clean day. We just have so many new faces. We're just really kind of going back to the basics and installing and teaching and learning how to practice and how we practice and all that. But thought it was a really good day. Another day where everyone stayed healthy. That's really important in spring ball too. So excited about this group, and we got a long way to go. So questions?
Yeah, with so many new faces, so was it like to have that many new players on the team? Even though you still have a lot of guys returning back, but
Yeah.
with a lot of these guys pretty new here, what does it mean
Yeah.
to have such a new team?
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's just going to be like that, every year from now on. Obviously we're trying to make a huge push in the high school ranks and sign 18 kids, and that's probably one of the biggest difference I would say from year one to year two now to year three is since we did sign so many high school kids, it takes up those spots, right? For previously we had all those bodies in the spring, so so now we're just missing those from the roster, and so it's been a little bit more challenging as far as we like to go 3 groups in the spring, so getting 3 groups and all that has been a little bit challenging at times, but I thought the guys have handled it, and we went out and had the walk-on tryout, and I think we signed 4 kids from the walk-on tryout to come and compete, and especially during the spring, and probably 2 or 3 of those guys have a chance to come and be part of the team. So that's always good to see, and love those stories, but yeah, I would say that's probably one of the biggest differences is just the lack of bodies compared to previous years, because we had it was pretty much portal and all that, and you're signing smaller high school classes, so they're all here in the spring. So that's been a little bit different, but we'll be excited to get those high school kids here in the summer and get those guys competing. But as far as just the new faces and all that, it's really just hey, we called this at this school, now we're calling it this, and we run on the field and run off the field here, and just the little attention to details and all that, and different schemes, and really figuring out your personnel. I think that's something every year, your schemes are going to be a little bit different based off the personnel you have. So we're really learning these guys, and obviously you got your, Chris's and Chris Dons and Bo Smart. You know what those guys are, but you're trying to figure out those other guys in the receiver room. You got Lincoln, but now you got Greg Burrell and Jalen Jenkins, and so kind of figuring out those kind of what their strengths are and all that. Got a bunch of new O linemen, which has been good. The DB room is a lot new. Obviously, pretty much a whole new D line group and linebacker group, and really probably more on defense than offense. Besides Brad at the quarterback position. So just a ton of new faces, and we're trying to really slow it down and teach and get a real evaluation on guys more than shoving scheme down them. Just hey, let's give them some scheme, and then let's see how they play.
Yeah, with so many new faces, just what's, I guess, going off of what you're saying, what's the mentality with the coaching staff going to this spring training and this spring practice?
Yeah, I think we just have to really get better. We have to develop these guys and in a short period of time, and figure out which guys can do it, which guys can play. You're constantly every day we're having personnel meetings after every practice and going through every single guy on the roster and saying, hey, is this guy going to be able to help us this year? Is he not going to be able to help us this year? Is he a developmental guy? Is he an older guy that can't help us, or all that? So it's just constantly going over the roster and going over the personnel, and it's a good group, but we have a long ways to go just because they are just so new to everything.
Now, I know everyone's really focused on that quarterback position, especially with the amount of transfers you brought in, and then including Brad as well.
Yep.
What do you think of them so far, and who do you think's, I guess, making their case to be the number 1 starter?
Yeah, I think we've been rotating those guys evenly, since they've gotten here, and that's what I told every single kid that we've recruited in the quarterback room. Hey, this is an open competition, and none of those guys got any NIL money to come here. None of them got anything. This is an opportunity to come prove yourself to be the guy. And I think when you take that out of the equation, that helps things. He's not worried about, oh, this guy's getting more money than me, so he's going to play. Like, that's just not available, and not how we do it. So that part's going to be really good. Like, they're coming in here, they're competing every day. What I like about those guys is they've already bonded. They've created like a friendship in that room, which is good. But they're also still competing and all that. But man, I thought all those guys have done really well since they've been here, because it's besides Brad, those other guys are brand new to it. They don't know anything, the terminology, anything. So coming in here and be able to compete the way they have been, 2 practices in, has been really impressive.
Yeah, and you also on offense. You also have still a lot of playmakers. With Lincoln, also Terrence, and then Chris Dunn and Bo. But what are some things you want to work with them as y'all move forward?
I think I'm glad you asked. I think all those guys that you've talked about have all really stepped up their leadership abilities, and all of those guys are great kids too, and great teammates, and now it's their time to kind of lead, and that's been really, really good to see. And usually when your best players are your best leaders and your best kids, you got a chance to do something special. So I'm really excited about that group and kind of what they're doing, and now we just have to figure out what those pieces are going to be really on the other side of the ball, and who else on offense.
And also with that Brandon Keeple coming in as offensive coordinator, is there some things that are going to change on offense, or is it just kind of same as usual?
It'll be Keppel. I'll help you out. So you get Keppel. There you go. That's good. That's what you're learning. It's the only way you learn. I think not just because of Keppel. Me and Coach have been together for a long time, and so he knows how I think and all that. So, like I said, every year you're going to get in there in the off season. You're going to self-scout. And then, we're up here all day, every day, so you're going to watch other people around the conference, right? Then you're going to watch the other top offenses in the country. You might watch some NFL film. You might see a high school, you're watching huddle of a high school kid, and you might see something you like. But it really all goes back to what you can teach and, what fits your personnel. So we're dabbling in some new things, and that's every year, though. From UIW to first year at Texas State to last year, every year it's going to be slightly different. And I'm liking some of the things that we're changing, but 95% of the offense is going to stay the same.
And then looking on that defense, obviously a lot of starters have to be replaced. Just so, what are you thinking about the defense so far?
Yeah, I think they're in they're in learning mode right now. I mean, their heads spinning, and they don't know what's going on. We're going fast on offense, and they're just trying to figure out where to line up. I think it's going to be a process, but I do think they're handling it well, and I think we'll get a real evaluation. A couple more practices in once they get more comfortable and understand the speed and the tempo. So not only are they learning a new defense, but the tempo that we play on offense forces them to think really quick. So it's a good and bad thing. And also, you train all off season with Coach Youth, and he does an unbelievable job, the best in the business. But it's different coming out there and practicing. So now you're trying to get into practice shape, and the change of direction and the amounts of competition, one-on-one reps that you get is just different. So not only are they trying to figure it out, but now they're tired when they're trying to figure out. But that's great. That's why you do it.
Is there any players on that defense that have really stepped up in that leadership role, that especially with so many new faces?
We'll see. I wouldn't say necessarily vocally yet, but I think they're trying to figure each other out right now. One guy that comes, just Ryan Nolan, just kind of the way he carries himself and the way he goes about his business. I would say he's somebody that has definitely stepped up. Khalil Alexander is another guy. I would say those two right now. Bobby Crosby's another one. He might not, just the way he practices and he's just been here for a long time. So, those three guys kind of stand out to me.
with you heading into year 3, just what does it mean to, after moving so many places for so many years, what does it mean that, you're still here in San Marcos?
Yeah, I did a podcast yesterday, and like, going into year 3, it's been fun, and been quite the journey, and I love it here, and it's really cool. It's different, maybe than what you think, because you have so many new faces every year. I don't necessarily love that part of it, but that's the game now. But besides that, we love it here. Love Don, love Kelly, love the excitement around here. Getting new facilities, that part's been fun. It's been fun, but also challenging. We don't have the team meeting room right now, so we're up in the Warren room, and during the season we didn't have the Warren room, so we were, so it's just, you're constantly moving around and sharing the bathroom with the construction workers, and you're trying to watch film, and so that part is good and bad, but now hopefully, we're getting close to being done, and it'll be, amazing, and our guys are going to definitely take full advantage of the new resources.
Yeah, we're over here in the Players Lounge. We got the weight room behind us. Just, it wasn't mean that, the amount of investment that's still being poured into this program as y'all try to get over the hump and try to, compete for those conference titles, as you've been saying for these past 2 years.
Yeah, it's been great, and we just need to continue to do it. We just need, every day, you can't be satisfied with, hey, we got a new weight room. You can't be satisfied with this. We have to continue to pour in, and because that's what, in college football, that's what it's about. You got to continue every day to find ways to get better. And it's my job to continue to challenge those guys, and those guys to hold me to a high standard. So I'm excited about the direction we're going.
Anything else?
You mentioned just moving up in the high school coaching ranks, and just in terms of recruiting, and then you mentioned the weight room. How do those two go hand in hand? Has it gone hand in hand yet? And is that part of your pitch? And just what does that mean for recruiting?
Yeah, I think we're ultimately still a developmental program, and so continuing to recruit those high school kids. Now we have the weight room, right, and the facilities to develop them, where necessarily before maybe that wasn't the case. Obviously you have a weight room, and we'll figure it out wherever we're at, but it's just different, right, with what they look like, and now we can go 2 groups instead of 3, and just everything that Coach Hughes does in there with them, all his gadgets and all the good stuff that he has, the nutrition part of it. I mean, it's a real place in there, and it's beautiful, and it's first class, and Coach Hughes does an amazing job in there. So they do go hand in hand, and you're able to recruit high school kids, and you're able to get them here and show them, and not just tell them about develop them and show them a PowerPoint. Now you're able to show them when they get on campus. So it's definitely important, and I look for this high school class to be even bigger than last year's.
And I talked to Coach Hughes a couple weeks ago just about Bo Trevelyan and Will
Yeah.
Trevelyan, and I know you both have a relationship with Bo.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you about that. And
Yeah.
of course, I mean, that's a big part of him.
Yeah, Bo T is man, when he's not out there, like I'm like looking around for him. He's someone that since day one, has had my back, and somebody that I love that guy, and try not to get emotional, to be honest with you. He's that special to the program, and that special to me, and just an amazing person, and just so thankful that he is part of the program, and that when I got here, took me in and showed me the ropes and all that. So just an amazing person.